Mkhitaryan, probably got the name wrong. However, Mad Zach says Mkhitaryan is the best player in Bundesliga. It would be foolish to let him end up at Arsenal. By the way, he's great on the right wing. I'm glad you've said that, Mad Zach. I've watched a lot of Dortmund over the last few years. I know a bit about Mkhitaryan. However, but for me, I'm glad Matt Zach said that because he's a number 10. A lot of he's got a lot. Some people say he's like Mata. Well, what I'd say about that is I've seen him play at number 10, but he's quick. He's very quick. In fact, he said, if I wasn't a footballer, I'd be a sprinter, which says, he is quick. And he is quick from what I've seen of him. He's got a rocket of a shot on him. He's very creative. And he's a very good number 10. I like him. I would like United to sign him. And I think I'm reading for some of your comments. Do you want to ride or die say he's best on the right wing? This is good. I've not seen lots of him on the right wing, to be honest. Most of what I've seen him is he's playing more central. Lindhall says there's rumour that we're off in Darmy and Mata. Loads of cash for Pogba. Callum Mkhitaryan is a class player who's big upgrade on Mata and Lingard. He has 1 year on his contract. Let's go for him because he'll be cheap as well. I would like us to sign him. Jay says he's best at central attacking midfielder. This is what I think. I think if he can play in the right midfield, it's a no-brainer because that's where we need somebody. If he can play at number 10, probably still would go for him because he fits into that experienced 27-year-old. He's a very good footballer, and I think Mourinho is going to figure out that Mourinho is either going to turn Rooney into the player he was, or he's going to realise what a lot of United fans think, that he's probably on the decline. Mata is going to go. He's not a good enough number 10 for Manchester United. I love the bloke, but he's just not good enough. Mkhitaryan Dev is saying that he's best. He's on the right. He can bring in some crossing for big fans. Zlatan. I think it's a good deal. I think it is a good deal, but I think he's probably going to go to Arsenal. That's what I'm hearing. Wasteful in front of goal, says Lionsdale 1. Don't take his YouTube highlights as the no one handle. I don't do that, Lionsdale 1. You've been watching this show long enough, and I hopefully come across as informative enough about players that you will know that I watch a lot of European football. I'm not going to lie and say I've seen him 30 times this season, but I will have watched him more than 5. And he is a good player. I would like him at Manchester United. However, we have had Kagua from there before, didn't work out. Personally, I like Pjanic, however you say it, Panic. And I like Griezmann, and he can play in that position. He can play at number 10 on the left or on the right. But there's a lot of these deals that won't happen till after Euro 2016, will there? Anybody who's involved in that, we're going to have to wait for 3 weeks. I suppose the sort of Mkhitaryan could happen. I think he's going to go to Arsenal, but I do like him. I've covered everybody I wanted to touch there, but there was something. Joe Maria Smashwish says, I like him. He reminds me of Iniesta. I think he's too lightweight for the Premier League, Joe Maria. Portugal will be a good team to watch. I mean, I don't want to go too into Euro 2016 because you're going to see what we're doing tomorrow. But I'm excited about it. I was talking to somebody today as well. I'm really disappointed about Copa America being on at the same time as well. I love the fact it's in America. There's lots of good teams in it. And although it's on in the early hours, I probably would have made that effort if Euro 2016 wasn't coming up. But I'm looking forward to watching Portugal. Andre Gomez is a player I want to see more of. I don't really want to see Renato Sanchez because I knew he was going to be bloody brilliant, and I think he will be, but that ship sailed. I think even Bayern Munich admitted that we were too slow with the deal. He would have been at United if Bayern Munich hadn't acted so quick. Let's have a look. Carrick new deal. We've touched on that, Tyler. I'm happy about it. I think it's a great deal. I think Mourinho is really brave doing it, and I think Carrick offers so much to the club and the younger players that it's a no-brainer. Mkhitaryan, 21 goals, 20 assists in 50 games apparently. Yeah, the German league isn't great. I mean, let's not pretend it is. It's better than the Spanish league in relation to competition. But there was something there was something I wanted to talk about. You can tell I'm acting on the feet here. Juventus are about to sign somebody. Is it Barbosa? I'm talking to you lot because there's nobody else to talk to. Barbosa is a forward who plays for, I think is it Gabriel Barbosa or is it Jesus Barbosa? Something like that, something religious. Anyway, he plays in Brazil. He's meant to be the next big thing. I always thought he had a pre-signed contract with Barcelona. Apparently, he might be going to either Inter or Juventus. And I was saying this to somebody last night in the pub. I said, it's Gabriel, says Peter Bowles. Why? Serie A is has been in trouble for a long time financially. Premier League obliterates any league. When you look at our foreign imports compared to Serie A, it's arguable that they've got better players. And why is that? I mean, we've got Aguero. I think he's one of the best foreign players in the world. And Gabriel Barbosa from Santos. But you look at Serie A, they've got like Icardi, Dybala, both Argentinian, good strikers. Barbosa, if he goes there, Pjanic, Pogba. I mean, I'm thinking on the top of my head here. There's a lot of players in Serie A anyway that aren't Italian. And I don't know why is that. I can understand La Liga because it's the climate and it's Real Madrid and Barcelona. But realistically, Manchester United should be, we're financially better. We should be pulling in players that, they should be coming here instead of Serie A. And as JJ87 says, it's far more tactical in the Serie A. I don't understand it. Kante says eyed wise open. Looking forward to seeing him. I don't know loads about France. What's one thing I can't hold my hand up and say? I don't watch a lot of internet. I mean, I don't watch England friendlies. Can't be bothered. I hate Hodgson. Might be having a pop at him over the next few weeks, but it's all United related, so don't worry. But so I don't know how France line up. I will watch the Euros. I do watch the international football. I think a lot of you are like that. But I don't know whether Kante starts. I think they're quite weak at the back. Evra will play. But Dybala will be the best player in the world soon rather than later. We need Pjanic. I think he's going to go to Barcelona. And this is the problem Manchester United face with the likes of Griezmann, Pogba. We're probably fourth in a row. We're fourth in the queue. We might even be fifth. You've got Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. If they're in for players, we seem to lose out through... I don't think it's size with Bayern Munich. It's competence from Woodward. He's so slow. Pogba player of the tournament. Pjanic is going to Juve, Mark. Yes, that's what I'd heard. Obviously, plays for Roma. I'd heard that they were moving in for him. I mean, why does he want to stay? Niall's a new time viewer. Welcome, Niall. Why does Pjanic want to stay in Serie A? Come to England, mate. Come to England. Barca can't afford Pogba. I'm looking at some of your comments now. This is the best bit of the show. You probably like it because I'm going through your comments because I've run out of things to talk about. And Pereira is interesting to watch. Boost Fighter Scratch says Jose needs to give Pereira a shot. He's a fantastic player. Been talking about him for over a year. He's a fantastic player. I hope he gets a chance. I tell you what, if Mourinho gives Pereira a chance, every United fan who's moaning about Mourinho or any person who moans about Mourinho not giving youth a chance, they'll have to shut up. So that'd be great. Mark Wright has a trial, says Dwarfy 15. What, the one he used to play for Liverpool? Must be about 60. Peter Bowles, again, with a good comment. Griezmann will be class in the Euros and all the teams will be interested. This is the problem. If you want Griezmann, which I do, you almost want him to have a bad tournament because if he has a good one, you know what Madrid are like, especially. They just, they did it at the World Cup, don't they? They just come in and buy the three best players. Vasquez for right wing. Don't know much about him, to be honest. South American players love Serie A. That's why they're still good players. Yeah, there is that Italian link, especially with Argentina. France for the Euros, says Lionsdale 1. I think they're everybody's favourites. Janusai still at the club, yeah, but Abert says, yeah, I don't know with him. Janusai says Jay. Brill Cream, Henry G. That is something we want to touch on the United stand. I mean, there's a lot of transfer talk at the moment. Ross Barkley, James. I like Ross Barkley. I'd love us to move him for him. I'd love him to have a good tournament and United to sign him. Dwarfy. That is something that's going to come up, and I don't know when. Probably July is going to be really busy. We've got a lot of players to get rid of, and I'm sure we can all come up with a different five. But Janusai surely got to be one of those who get. We've got quite a big squad of average players, and one thing is Mourinho will want to bring his own players in. I expect Mourinho to bring in at least 5, which means a few have got to go out the door. Personally, I just want Fellaini gone. He makes me feel physically sick. I know that's a bit of an extreme thing, but if you've been watching the United stand for the last 2 years, you'll know I've never warmed to Fellaini. I don't like him as a footballer. I think he's atrocious, and he should never, ever be wearing a Manchester United shirt. So if he goes, probably the most happiest video you'll ever see, and I'll crack out the champagne and everything. You can say that's over the top, but I do feel that. Phil Jones as well, he's just a fraud. I mean, he's got an FA Cup winners medal. I hope Borthwick Jackson got one, because how he got into that FA Cup squad, I don't know. He didn't deserve it. Where was he when we needed him, when we're having to play kids like Borthwick Jackson and Varela? typically in the injury room, so he's got to go. Rojo, I just don't rate him. I think he gets skinned too much. And a lot of crosses were coming in this season, and he was at fault for goals from them. So he's got to go. Them 3 for a start. And then you start moving into it. And I think you move into areas then with Januzaj, Mata, Memphis, Herrera, Schneiderlin, none of which, probably Mata apart and Januzaj. I don't want Herrera, Schneiderlin and Memphis to go, really. But I think they're in danger. And I think Mourinho will be ruthless. This is Jose Mourinho. He's the sort of manager who, in his time at Chelsea and other clubs, if it's not working or someone's not doing very well, he subs them after half an hour. You know, most managers won't do that. They'll give them at least a half. Mourinho doesn't mess around. So expect people to go out the door. We're still waiting on Giggs as well. What's going to happen there? I think the longer that, apparently he might stay. I was reading something actually today. I was reading Class of 92 again because I was coming back on the train. And, you know, everyone says, why is Giggs the big choice out of the Class of 92? Why is it not Neville or Scholes? And it's really interesting to read that book. Because Giggs was like the star at 17 and they were all playing in the youth team, they always really looked up to Giggs. And maybe that's why he's always the front runner when it comes to Man United manager for the Class of 92. Maybe they still do look up to him. I don't know, but they certainly did as players. Young good squad, says Cornetto. I think we're going to wrap it up there because I've got to prepare for tomorrow. But thanks everybody for joining in. I really do like doing these live shows, and we'll try and do them more and more. The Euros are obviously going to influence slightly on that because a lot of us will be watching the games. We're not doing Sunday night live at 9 o'clock on Sunday, probably for the next couple of weeks, because Germany are playing the Ukraine on Sunday at 8 o'clock, and I want to watch that. But we will do more of these transfer shows, and we will advertise them a good couple of hours before so that you know we're going to do them. It was 8:30 tonight. We will do them in the future because there's loads going on. What a busy day for United today, which is why we've done it. Thanks, Raoul. Thanks, everybody. If you are new, just subscribe and keep getting involved. United Stand, we are all about fan opinion, and we just want to talk about Man United, and that's what we want to do. And whatever you do, if you can watch it live at 4 o'clock tomorrow, do. If you can't watch it when you're getting from work or whatever you're doing, it's going to be really good. Not just looking at me. Zara will be on it as well. And but it's more about where we're going to be. Really good. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Speak to you all soon. If you're not watching live, do comment below. And also, I didn't cover it in this video, but there is a video up on the channel that I put up about 300 hours ago, about 3 hours ago, about Henrikh Mkhitaryan, who I really, really like. And it's about a 5-minute video. And that's from a special occasion. And if you watch it to the very end, you can see Alex setting the fireworks off behind the London Eye about 20 miles away. So well worth the watch. But Henrikh Mkhitaryan is a player I quite like the look at. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Speak to you all soon.